Well, well, well. What do we have here? It looks like the Marauders team, whoever is responsible for updating the community, has released an announcement. And it is regarding the delay of the aforementioned Retribution update that I discussed a bit in my last video. So I'm just going to start out by basically reading the update that came, since it's not super long. Then we'll go ahead and discuss it afterwards. So it starts out by saying, "Good day, Marauders. First, we wanted to apologize on recent radio silence regarding the progress of the latest update. Your passion for more updates is not wasted on us. As you have probably guessed, there has been a delay to this major update, Retribution, which we are making the official statement now. We, however, do not have a solid date for you. We are sorry for the inconvenience this causes, but we wanted to get into some reasons why. The sheer scale of the content has been challenging, which may require us to pivot and break up the update into more manageable chunks or patches instead. Content has always been fun to develop for you, and this time there's a lot of it. However, we also wanted to spend some time on reviewing retention and looking for ways to entertain players for longer. Variety is the spice of life, after all, so that we can get a update cycle lasting months, rather than weeks. This would entail core loop mechanics, fixing issues, and balance. We love a new update and seeing our players dive in again, but it's time to look at more longevity. We feel this combined with hot content will help players breach in also. We look forward to explaining further in the future, but we feel another public playtest, or even a few, is best before deploying our new update, so we can garner your feedback. But unfortunately, no date for that either until internally we are happy with the progress. Anyway, we hope this makes sense, and we appreciate you all for playing. We can't believe it's been 2 years since Alpha, but here are some cool screenshots of one of many new locations coming soon." Okay, and then we got some screenshots here. And it ends with, "We thank everyone for their patience and look forward to fighting you among the stars once again. SIG," which of course is Small Impact Games. Okay, so let's go ahead and break this down. This whole first section we can kind of break down into a TLDR, we're sorry, but we're still working on the Retribution update, right? Which is great and super appreciated, and I'm so glad that we finally have something tangible, something that, is really communicative and lets us know kind of what's going on. Now, that being said, I have a lot of issues with it. So basically what this is saying is that there's not a lot that has been developed or completed with regards to this update here, right? And that's fine. But this is not this is not news to them. It's news to us, right? But it's not news to them. So why are we getting this 7 days after the end of their deadline? Why didn't we get this a week ago? Why didn't we get this 2 weeks ago? Why didn't we get it 3 weeks ago? Clearly they knew that they weren't going to hit the deadline. And it's not even something that was really, let me put it this way, not a lot of thought went into this. It's full of errors. It's full of spelling mistakes. It's full of typos. I mean, not full of, but there's like 3 in here, right? So clearly it wasn't like somebody looked over this, maybe glanced it over one time. They're like, yeah, whatever, just send it. Shut them up, shut them up. Tell them we're still working on it. Which again is better than nothing. I'm not discounting that, and I'm not trying to diminish that too much. Like, nothing in here was news. It's what we all anticipated, what we all expected, but what should have been communicated probably like a month ago. Now, gripes aside, there's something that I'm actually really excited for here, and that is this part here, the however. We also wanted to spend some time reviewing retention and looking for ways to entertain players for longer. And specifically, the first thing they mentioned is core loop mechanics. Now, that's something that really excites me as a longtime player, and I really hope that, if they take their time with that, and I'm more than happy to wait if they can give us something really meaty in regards to that we as players can really sink our teeth into. Again, I don't know why we're getting this information now. I think they would have, it would have been better for them if they had just said this 2 weeks ago, prior to the deadline already being missed. It seems a little goofy that we're getting this after a week after they've already missed their deadline. But again, we're on the positive side now. Shut up, Crank. Okay. Now we're looking forward to explaining further, blah, 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 public playtest. Here's some sneak peeks into what we've been working on. So that's really all there is in this little news bite, so to speak. The map's looking great. It really is. It really, really is. It looks like another map. So that's cool. But, yeah. Basically, don't expect anything for another few months, is what I'm gathering from this. And again, if they can give us something that's some sort of play cycle change, I'm here for it, man. That sounds great. Okay, so what are my overall takeaways from this news update? Let's go ahead and start with the positives. I think that something is better than nothing, even if it's just to confirm what we already thought. So I'm happy that we at least got some sort of update from them. I think that's nice. I'm happy that they're acknowledging the core gameplay loop. I do hope that's focused around PvP, rewarding players for their skill. And I know that that's going to upset a lot of the community who really wants Marauders at its core to be a PvE game. But I think that the numbers show that, like I said in my last video, the game was doing a lot better when there were things like tournaments in the game. So, the new map looks really good. I think it will fit great with the overall aesthetic and the theme of the game. So, no surprise there. Their art team and, again, overall aesthetic and vibe of the game is just always stellar. So, but we do have to go ahead and talk about the negatives as well. The first glaring one being, why do we have to wait for this news update? All it is confirmation of what we already knew, and basically to say that they've done nothing. Not nothing, but as close to nothing as you can get. And again, I think that's fine, but I think it would have been a lot better had it come prior to the deadline and not a week after it. As I kind of just touched on, all this update really says is that there have been no new developments since February 8th of 2024, which is exactly 3 months ago to the day, which is mildly concerning to say the least. And it basically means that it will probably be another few months at least before any update actually comes through. And on top of that, it will likely fall short of what was outlined back on that February 8th dev blog. I can't say that I'm super psyched for everything. The thing I'm most psyched for is the core gameplay mechanics, and I do really truly want to extend an olive branch and say that that's not an easy thing. Just conceptually alone, without having to develop it, without having to implement it into the game itself, we'll probably mess with like a bunch of stats, a bunch of back-end things. That's no easy task. And so I think it's totally fine for them to take some time to work on that. And so I'm not trying to undermine that that's going to be some easy thing, or that I expect it, you know, to be done in a week or two. It's just, it's going to be a lot of work, and I totally get that. And again, I'm not trying to undermine that or downplay that at all. So yeah, this news is definitely bittersweet. It's nice to hear something, even if that something is really nothing at its core. I wish the SIG team and this game the best, and I'll be ready to play it when the update does finally drop. But enough about what I think. What do you think? Are you excited about this news, or are you disappointed? Was it what you were expecting, or were you surprised by it? I would love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. For now, I'm Crank Lopez. I have crippling social anxiety, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.
Will he be rewarded? That seems like a clever
What the fuck was that, bro?
Yeah, I don't know,
ran out
man.
of stamina.